So, as you can see, today is Ash Wednesday, and I just got back from Mass. But then I would love to enlighten you. I'll share things that I learned from Mass today, but also enlighten you about the season of Lent. So, Lent is basically a 40 days season of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving in preparation for Easter. So, if you count from Ash Wednesday to the day before Easter Sunday. So that's 40 days, basically. So it's a 40 days period of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving in preparation for Easter. So before an ash is placed on your head, the priest will say, "You are dust, and unto dust you shall return." So the ash is basically humanity. Yes, it's bringing to our remembrance the fact that we are from dust, and unto dust we shall return. Right? So another thing that we learned today, like when the priest was preaching, he said another word for dust is death. So it means that we are death. We are not death. I know you will say, that could be something. But then basically we came from dust. God literally breathed life into us. So the whole thing is just that we are dust, we are vulnerable, we are incomplete, we are incapacitated, and we can do nothing on our own except with God. So it brings to our remembrance our humanity. It brings to our remembrance our vulnerability. It brings to our remembrance again. It calls us to remember. While maybe we may have been carried away by the pleasures of life, distractions of the world. Yes. But today we learned that the season of this whole ash, the significance of the Ash Wednesday is to remind us that on our own we can do nothing. On our own we are nobodies, and we need God in our life. Also, while we need God, also we need God now. And God can also always meet us. But if God wants to meet you now, he has to meet you in your vulnerable state. He has to meet you in your human state. You cannot be pretending. You cannot be pretentious. You have to remember that you are nothing. After the whole mass today, another thing that came to my mind, I was just thinking about the mortuaries. See, whether you be president, whether you be governor, whether you be shoemaker, they will carry everybody to one mortuary. And guess what? There's nobody who will say, no, wear a magbada. Everybody will be naked there, regardless of any possession that you have in this life. So another thing is that because we are weak, because we are limited, was why God sent his son to come to this earth, to take the human nature, our limited nature, our limited nature, our weakness, and to die for us in human nature. He did not come to die for us as a spirit. Everything that happened was a human being on the cross of Calvary, nailed to the cross as a human being, beaten as a human being. He cried as a human being. So it's just a call to remembrance also that you were bought with a price. And because you are bought with a price, the life that is not yours, you don't have the right to live the life anyhow. You cannot decide to do anything with your life. No. You have to live right. You have to do the right things. Because the life was bought with blood. So a time for us to put God at the center of our life. And that thing that we learned today is that it can be really frightening to put God at the center of our lives. Because to put God at the center of your life, you have to be broken. To put God at the center of your life, you have to be broken. You have to come in your weak state. You have to come in your vulnerable state. And a lot of persons do not want to. They are frightened because they don't want to see themselves in that kind of situation. So what do? They distract themselves with the cares of this world, with the cares of life. The loss of God in our center, like the loss of putting God in the center of our life, is the cause of all the problems that we go through as human beings in this world. During the season of Lent, like I said earlier, we're supposed to focus on prayers, we're supposed to focus on fasting, we're supposed to focus on almsgiving, right? So it's not just about, we're working on both our inward nature and our outward nature. So the inward nature could be the praying, the fasting. Outward nature is almsgiving. You have to look at your society, look around you, look around your society. How can you be a change in your society? How can you be a change in your world today? How can you change things from your own side? Before we go too far, how can we start changing things in our own environment? So remember that you are dust, and unto dust you shall return. Unto dust. So yes, remain blessed, saints.